Hi, if you're here, I hope you were called to my video. Give it a watch through and see what resonates with you. But I was getting some messages this morning, and basically, if this video is meant for you, you're a type of person where you've been noticing patterns in life, but also in your own mind, and kind of elevating yourself both like consciously or spiritually, whichever one you want to call it. But you've also, in recognizing those patterns, have been able and like catching things that it's either a message or it means something significant to you, or you're catching patterns in your thought. And once you're catching those things, you're kind of like deciding to change and determined to follow through, because you're realizing like those patterns or those things, they're limits, and it's limiting you from what you've been working towards. That could be a lot of different things, but this morning there was something off. And if this is for you, you've been on a long journey. You've been going through a lot of loss, and in this period, you've also been elevating yourself consciously. But that means stepping away from friends, family, places that don't align with you. So that's it for some of you. And then there's also the case where it feels like life takes things from you. And that could be the loss of a loved one. Maybe it's almost like you were forced away from friends or family, and that's where it seems like life is taking from you. And throughout all of this, you have found that one thing that you're latching onto that's kept you going through. And that can resonate different with you. It could be your own internal. It could be spirit. It's a lot of different things, but it's that one thing. And the energy I got this morning was that one thing. You didn't feel it. And it was almost a super profound feeling of abandonment and loss, and why is this happening? Why can't I feel it? And if it's a situation where life takes things away from you, there's different things that lower our consciousness or our frequencies. Negativity, jealousy, shame, guilt, but also things such as nicotine, alcohol. It brings you down, and that one thing you thought you could rely on, because maybe you've been dabbling in these negatives frequencies, it's caused that disconnect, that feeling of disconnecting. But I believe in spirit, and I hope you do too. And that is one thing I wanted to share with you, is when you get this feeling, just know that you need to turn away from those negative frequencies. And even though you can't feel it, you still have that reliance on that one thing, whether it's your own, or for me, it's spirit or God. And what I ran into this morning when I came out my door feeling that sense of profound loss, I looked to the sky, and usually God rays, or the sun shining from behind the clouds, it shines down. And I looked up this morning, tears in my eyes, as I saw the light from behind the clouds, but it was pointing up. And so I have a picture of that right here. And I was like, what does this mean? And as I followed it, I had to turn around, and when I looked, I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the photo, but yeah, you can see it. It's a rainbow. So I think even though there's moments where you do things that lower your frequency negatively and you may not be able to feel it, there's still something after you. There's still a plan. There's still hope in life for you to keep going. And I like to do this thing with music, and I'm really in tune to music. It's energy, it's how I dance, and it really can get me going emotionally and on a higher frequency. And so when I got in the car this morning, I was feeling that sense of not clicking with spiritually. And then that's when I got some really interesting songs that came on my shuffle play. So I'm just going to read those out and kind of explain. But the first one, after feeling like disconnected spiritually and kind of abandoned, the first song that comes on this random shuffle playlist was Through Heaven's Eyes, Brian Stokes Michelle from Prince of Egypt. And my sadness of or abandonment or feeling like I was fully on my own, disconnected from spirit, suddenly made me realize, even though I can't feel it, because I too have dabbled in negative frequencies, still watching after you, still watching after me. The next one that came on was Take Me Home, Country Roads by John Denver. Let that land how it does for you. But for me, there's a lyric in there that goes, in the early hours, she calls to me. The next one is, the radio reminds me of my home far away. For me, I always talk to spirit in the morning, and I do the angel shuffle, and I put on the music, and the reminder, the radio reminds me, literally the songs, of my home far away. It's reminding me that sense, that home is a sense of peace, and that I am not alone. I have that reliance in spirit for me, and then for some of you, it's a self-reliance. But then, the next one that come on was I'll Be There by the Jackson 5. And I was really feeling connected to spirit again. Even though the physical feeling is a little, my frequency has been lowered, I was getting the messages through the songs. So I'll Be There by Jackson 5. And then after that, Lean on Me, Bill Withers. And then finally, a song that has only come up to me recently with all this elevation was Intuition by Sophia Rain. And at that point, that sense of feeling completely abandoned, alone, melted away. Messages and patterns, they're all sort of ways that either you can evaluate your own thought process or you can connect spiritually. Yeah, if any of this resonates with you, let me know in the comments. I think I'm gonna do 3 cards and then maybe some angel numbers. So first card I'm gonna pull is what is the energy? And I got 2. It is the World and the 4 of Swords. So from what I remember, the World is completion, wholeness. You can look at the imagery. And that coming out with the 4 of Wands, that tells me like nesting and making your home a sense of peace and place is really the energy. Why is this here? Nine of Pentacles. Still literal knew this tarot, well, at least not memorized fully, so let's just go to the Nine of Pentacles and I'll get a brief understanding. It's bliss, abundance that I've sown. So yeah, if you're resonating with this at all, you've been elevating yourself spiritually, consciously, and you're starting to work towards that abundance, and it's here because you need to enjoy that bliss. Just knock the deck over. What are we gonna do about it? So the cards landed on the ground, knocking the deck over, and there was one card turned upright. That's the Strength card. So it's, what's the energy? Why is this here? What are you gonna do about it? In times like this, in days like this, you gotta find strength. I want to pull that book reading. Might have more than I can explain, but so for the Strength card, it's I deliberately bring my compassion and strength forward and use them for good. But one of the things that stands out for me is to allow your confidence and composure to guide you toward your desires without the use of excessive force or aggression. It's really going with the flow of life. One of the things that resonates true with me is love should flow freely, not be controlled. It's a feeling, it's a higher frequency. So forcing things, just you need to go with the flow of life, but also what feels good in your gut, your intuition. It's really going to take you to those higher frequencies, elevated consciousness, whatever term you want to call it. But yeah, I'm going to draw 3 angel numbers from this new deck. I just got it today, and yeah, we'll end it there. That one shot out. I'm gonna read it out. 2323. Endless cycles. Ooh, charisma, communication, society, movement, journey, repetitive patterns, and transformation. You may find yourself repeatedly resisting certain truths, leading to the feeling of exhaustion and limitation. It's time to decide to live authentically for yourself, embracing your passion. By making this change, the world around you will begin to follow suit, breaking the cycle and fostering transformation. Let's get the next one. Oh, wow. 9999, lessons learned. Culmination, results, benefits, reflection, completion, achievement, growth, and gratitude. Reflect on your achievements and the journey that led you here. This is going back to the abundance. This reminder encourages you to stay optimistic and keep striving toward your goals. Keep your momentum, supported by the powers of heaven. You've accomplished great things. Now embrace the rewards you've earned. 999 is also like a really divine number. Yeah, the fact that it also resonates with like really supported spiritually at this time, but also recognize you've come a long way in this journey. All right, final angel number. Four, light up. Like I said, some of you, sometimes it feels like life takes things from you. You could be experiencing the loss of a loved one, going through a really hard time right now. So let's read this part. I feel like it's good vibes, balance, respect, family, optimism, joy, quality, and new connections. Focus on your needs, desires, and passions. A lighthearted approach makes everything more accessible. New opportunities, a fresh friendship, or even addition to your family are on the horizon. Positive energy will accelerate the flow of blessings coming your way. Yeah, and you know, if you're going through a hard time, really, some people are able to bear more weight than others, and being able to pass on your light to the people who are also impacted by that loss is one of the best things our souls can do for this life. But yeah, I hope this resonates with you. But that's it. Bye.